Welcome to another episode of Curtain Call Conversations. I'm here today with the quite fabulous Scott Paige, who is currently starring in the UK and Ireland tour of Kinky Boots. How are you today?
I'm good. Thank you for having me, Emma.
Oh, it's a pleasure, an absolute pleasure. I mean, let's talk about Kinky Boots to start with. You're in Brighton at the moment. You've done quite a few dates so far. So how's it all
Mhm.
going?
It's going amazing. We are having the best time. Audiences are lapping it up. They really are. It's such an amazing show, and especially to be a part of as well. But the audiences are just what make it for us. It's the joy and the what they exude at the end of the show is just unbelievable, and we're having the most fun. Yeah, we're in Brighton. We've just come from Cardiff, and yeah, we've got like 17 more venues, and we can't wait. It's
Yeah.
fantastic.
Exciting. I mean, it's a great show. It's just so fabulous. I've seen it a few times. Haven't seen this particular production yet, but I will
Hmm.
do when you head to Birmingham in a couple of weeks. So
Amazing.
tell us sort of, is it different? Is there a different sort of aspect to it than normal sort of previous productions?
Yeah, so this is a sort of non-replica production of
Hmm.
Kinky Boots. It's got the same characters. It tells the same story. The heart is still there. It's just basically a reimagined version of it. What Nikolai
Hmm.
Foster's done is just brought out I was going to say the real. The, I mean, it is obviously real, but he wanted the factory to be real, these people to be real.
Yeah.
It's not. I mean, I'm not disrespecting the OG Kinky
Yeah.
Boots at all because I am still such a big fan.
Yeah.
But it sort of tells more of the story of these people. It's set in the 90s. In a real factory in Northampton, because obviously this is also based on a true story as
Yeah.
well.
Yeah.
It's not as sort of like glitz and showbiz
Hmm.
as the Broadway and the West End, the original show. It's without giving too much away. It's just sort of I mean, not even again, not to slate the old version, not to this
Yeah.
one's better. They're both exactly the same.
Yeah.
This is
Yeah.
just very different. It's very
Yeah.
very different, but in the best way. And yeah, what Nikolai's done is just amazing, and
Yeah.
we love it so much.
Yeah, I mean, he's an absolute visionary. I've seen a few of the Curve productions that he's done, and
Mm,
he's just outstanding. So I can't wait to see what he's done with this show. So tell
yeah.
us who you play and all about your character.
Yeah, so I played George. He's the factory foreman. Originally, he's always played by a sort of elderly gentleman in his 60s, and he's not a character that I've really wanted to play or sort of like noticed in a musical. I've watched obviously the OG, the original Kinky
Yeah,
Boots, and didn't really sort of, I've always wanted to be like Don or
yeah.
one of the angels or somewhere much fun. But with George, I really sort of didn't really know anything about the character. So as soon as I got told I was playing George, I was quite excited, and
Yeah.
I just brought a little bit of my own flair into it and sort of made the character my own and added a little bits and just made him a bit more me. So
Yeah.
he's such a joy to play. He's so wonderful, and he goes a bit of a journey in the factory himself. He sort of discovers himself in a way, which Lola sort of helps bring that out of him. So yeah, I'm having the best time playing him. He's wonderful.
Yeah, I can imagine. And tell me about the first time you had to walk in those
Yeah,
heels. I mean, what was that
yeah.
like?
Terrifying. My ankles are still suffering since that very first appearance. But no, they are. It's amazing because these boots are bespoke made for us. But we had a
Yeah.
fitting. What it was been last. Yeah, it was last year, but quite a while ago.
Yeah.
And they are made specifically for our feet. So
Mm.
it is like putting on a sock. It's just they're
Oh,
so comfortable. At
yeah.
first, it was a little bit getting used to it, but no, they're brilliant. They're amazing, and
Yeah.
I'm definitely going to try and put them in my bag once the tour's over because they're made for me. So who else would
Yeah,
have
well,
the street to say,
exactly. It's
except
like
from a
Cinderella.
Yeti or a so I'll be taking them home, I think.
Yeah, absolutely. Why not? And of course, sort of Johannes Radebe is your Lola. Not
Yeah.
currently in Brighton, we hasten to add. That's played by another fantastic performer. So what
Yes.
is it like sort of working with Johannes? Obviously, his dancing is exemplary, so that must have been quite
Mm,
special. And if you're a fan of Strictly, which, most people are, must have been
yeah.
great. What's he
Oh
like?
my God, amazing. He's exactly how you'd imagine him to be on in real life. I'm such a fan of him already, and I love Strictly. I'm
Yeah.
such a fan. So I still fangirl to this day. There's when he comes out, there's a scene obviously when he comes out for Land of Lola, and he gets revealed And I still to this day sort of like gasp because
Yeah.
I'm on stage with him doing the routine, and I'm just like this person, he's just a vision.
Yeah.
He is Lola.
Mm.
He was absolutely born to play this role,
Yeah.
and he's doing so well. I mean, his
Yeah.
singing and we know though he's a dancer, and you know
Yeah.
he's fantastic, but he just exudes Lola. He is.
Mm.
It's like he's just what he's done with it is absolutely amazing. I think everyone's going to be really, really taken back and surprised because he's just wonderful.
Yeah, yeah, absolutely. Can't wait to see that performance itself. So let's talk about you and sort of your career. I mean, you've done some brilliant stuff, and I've had the pleasure of seeing you in quite a few shows, including I Should Be So Lucky. I mean, I had a
Yeah.
lovely chat with Debbie the other day. What a
Oh,
joy she is.
yeah,
So
she's wonderful.
let's touch on that one because I just thought that was brilliant. What,
Yeah,
it's just full of joy, full of camp. I just loved it. So what was
yeah.
that tour like for you?
That was it was amazing. I mean, it's always fabulous to sort of be in a new musical anyway, but to
Yeah.
have that and take it on tour and create that in the room is just it's one of my favorite things, one of my favorite things to do. And I just love the show. I absolutely
Yeah.
had the best time. The people, the story, having Kylie Minogue in a mirror as essentially a fairy godmother. What more can you want?
Exactly.
We had the best time, and yeah, and I missed it. I listened. It was funny today in warm up. We also have like obviously warm up to music, and
Yeah.
I Should Be So Lucky came
Oh,
on, and I was sat there going, oh my god, I remember that was you'd
oh,
sort of like go, oh, it was such a fun time, but
yeah.
everywhere I go now, I can hear Mel and Kim or something comes on the radio. I'm like, oh my god, you don't realize how many songs that Stock Aitken Waterman
Oh, yeah.
had written, and they're everywhere. And without you sort of once doing a show and you know their sort of music, you kind of you can't escape it.
No.
I can't escape Callum Minogue, which is fabulous.
Yeah, why
But
would you want to?
exactly. But no, it was we had such a fun time. Really,
Yeah,
really fun.
yeah, it's just with music of my youth, it was just
Yeah.
everything. And I think all the audiences just, just radiated that because the
Mm.
end, when everybody gets up and dances and everything, I mean, everybody was
Yeah.
proper up for it, weren't they? So
Yeah, there
it must
really
have been,
was.
yeah, it must have been so much fun. I
Yeah.
mean, another show to touch on with you, the Great British Bake Off musical, I adored as well. I mean,
Yeah.
I just loved that. I mean, I
I
saw it
know.
at the Everyman in Cheltenham.
Oh, amazing.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and then I came to see it in the West End as well because I just thought it was
Oh.
great. I mean, well, obviously that's got kind of, a lot of history with the TV program, and there'll be a lot of fans of that. So,
Mm.
how did you feel sort of bringing that into a musical onto the stage? Because, some people might have been like, "Oh, can't mess with Bake Off."
Yeah, it was a funny one because you had it. I initially thought that it's very niche, very rogue, it's very specific, very
Yeah.
niche to have a British Bake Off the musical, but it just worked. And I
Mm,
think people who came with a sort of a mindset of, oh, I'm not going to enjoy this because why should Bake Off? You get the whole everything's a musical these days.
yeah.
Bake Off the musical, what an absolute fat. What's going to be rubbish? But what I loved is people's reaction at the end because you could sense a little bit of not too sure, but I'll go and watch it.
Mm,
But again, the reaction at the end just told us everything. They absolutely loved it. And again, created a new musical, brand new. We had to create our own characters and we get to
mm,
discover what them and to have that and again take it to the West End was just wonderful. So it was great. So people didn't know what to expect.
yeah.
They've never listened or heard any of the soundtrack or knew the story. So it was really exciting to perform because you didn't have people that had a preconception of the show because
Yeah.
they don't know what it was about. So it
Yeah.
was just
Yeah.
lovely to see the audience going, "Oh my god, a show about a song about scones," and it was so wonderful. And again, just have the most amazing time doing it. Yeah,
Yeah, I mean, I really hope we get to see that in some form again because I just thought it was
yeah,
great. It's all the kind of theatre that we need at the moment.
absolutely.
Yeah, definitely. So, talk to me about sort of how you got into the industry. I mean, you clearly radiate joy with every role that you're in,
Yeah,
so you love it clearly. So,
I
what sort of,
do.
why performing?
Do you know what? It was weird. It was ever since I was about 7 years old, and I played Marley in Jacob in
Oh,
Scrooge, and I had to walk down the centre of the audience as a kid with these chains around me, and
yeah,
ever since then it felt right. I don't know. It felt like I felt a boa. I was just really enjoying myself with these chains. And my mum and my dad would just looked and thought, "Oh God, here we go. This is the start." They could just tell. So I got
yeah,
the bug. I got a bit of a bug.
yeah,
So yeah, it's always just been in my blood. It's always something it's always been there. It's always been a passion, and
Yeah.
lucky enough going to Mount View and able to do a 3-year course there and meet my agent, and it's just sort of gone from there
Mm.
really. But there's nothing else that I ever want to do or ever thought of doing. I
Yeah.
worked in Curry's Digital
Oh,
when I
name
was
check.
just before Mount View.
Yeah.
Just because I need to earn some money. I need to, obviously I'm going to be
Mm.
living in London, and it was great, and it's obviously amazing for some people. But I just was on the tills, just thinking "Hello, Dolly," and thinking, I don't want to. I can't do this. It's not for me. So it's
Yeah.
always just been there. So, and obviously graduating Mount View, I've just been lucky enough to have some wonderful jobs, and it's just my love for it has grown even more so.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, have you had a favorite job to date?
Do you know what? I get this question, asked the question a lot, and I don't really have a favourite. To be honest, this show,
Yeah.
Kinky Boots, not just in this because this is what I'm doing now.
Yeah.
It's definitely up there with one of the most favourite things I've ever done.
Yeah.
Being at the curve over Christmas and creating this brand new version of the show with this cast and the creative team, it's been wonderful, and we've had the best time. They
Yeah.
really have, and yeah, this is definitely up there. And I always say Adam's Family for me as well because that was
Oh,
the
yeah.
first time it came over to the UK, and Andrew Lipper was in the room, and again creating a gorgeous version of the show that's already existed, but we get to put our own stamp on it and
Mm.
come up with these amazing characters. And we had the yeah, it was amazing. I've just been very fortunate and very lucky to
Mm.
have some wonderful jobs. I can't really pick.
No, no,
It's
it is
like
hard.
Sophie's Choice. It's really difficult.
Yes, very, very hard indeed. Yeah, I mean, as well as sort of, shining on the stage, you've also done a bit of TV, film. I mean, probably most famously Christmas on Mistletoe
It's so
Farm,
fun.
which
Yeah,
I just love it. I just
I know.
loved it. I mean, how is it sort of for you, sort of not having that live element when you're performing? How is that when you're filming?
Yeah, it was fantastic. It was so good. My first ever experience doing a film. So
Yeah.
it was just such an eye opener. It was so wonderful. Again, working with Debbie,
Yes, of
and obviously
course.
the way Debbie works in a rehearsal room for
Yes.
theatre is exactly the same as she does for film.
Yeah.
It's improv.
Yeah.
You have your space, you do your thing, and if she says it's good, it's good. If not, she will tell you, which is wonderful, and that's why I'm obsessed with the woman. But it
Yes.
was the same sort of process. But it was a strange one with having with cameras and having, a whole crew behind that
Mm.
camera watching you do your thing. And it was at times the most scariest thing I've ever done in my life.
Okay.
But it was an eye opener, and it was wonderful. And to work with, we had Scott Garnham, who I've
Yeah.
done nativity with in the past. So we had a
Yeah.
great connection. So that was amazing. We had these animals and these kids, and it was an amazing 7 weeks. And
Yeah.
yeah, I always say to Debbie, I was like, thank you so much for letting me be a part of that, because it was
Oh.
just an amazing time.
Yeah, I mean, she just makes the most joyous family
She
films, doesn't
does. She's
she?
Mrs. Christmas. She really
Yeah,
is.
yes, absolutely, 100%, 100%. So going back to Kinky Boots, so how's touring for you? Do you enjoy it?
Do you know what I do? I love it. I was having a conversation with some of the team, some of the cast, and we were saying, it's you're living out of a suitcase, but
Mm,
you're doing something that you love to do, and you're
yeah,
not, you we this like I said, this show is so much fun, and you don't feel like it's a job.
yeah.
You're doing something that you've always wanted to do as a kid. So you always, even on the days where you're sort of a bit tired, and
Mm,
we had two shows yesterday, two shows today, one
okay.
tomorrow, two Saturday. So this is a busy schedule, but
Yeah.
you kind of have to go, you know what, 10, 20, like 15 years ago, this is what I was dreaming of doing, but now
Mm,
I am doing. So sometimes you just got to go, you know what, we're having the best time. It's what I want to do. There's nothing else I want to do. So
yeah.
yeah, let's continue to have fun. Yeah, I love it. I do
Excellent.
really love it. I love seeing the UK in ways
Yeah.
that, different places. Like I've never been to where was it? Where did we go? I thought I've never been here before. Norwich.
Okay.
Places
Yeah.
like that, because I'm
Yeah.
obviously live up north, so it's
Yeah.
also nice to discover new places around the UK which never knew existed.
Yeah, and seeing all those lovely theatres up and down
Yeah,
the regions, it must be
absolutely.
lovely.
Oh,
So
it's
let
wonderful.
everybody know why they should come and visit you all in Kinky Boots the musical.
Well, you will just have the most amazing time. Even if you're a fan of the original version, you will absolutely love this version. We've taken good care of it. We're in we've got an amazing cast. The set's incredible. The costumes are fabulous. You'll be humming the tunes all the way home. It's just a show that just exudes joy, and you can't help but love, and you'll just be smiling all the way through it. And it's a gorgeous message as well,
Yeah. Yeah.
about loving, being who you want to be, and loving
Mm.
yourself. And no matter what anyone ever says, you be you, and that's all what matters. You'll change the world if you change your mind, as Don says. And
Absolutely.
it's a gorgeous message, and you will have the best time.
Yeah, sounds fantastic. Can't wait to see it myself in a couple of weeks in Birmingham. So I shall see you there. Thank you so much for your time today. It's been an
Thank you, Emma.
absolute pleasure.
Oh, bless you. Lovely to speak to you, my love. See you in
Yes. All
Birmingham.
right. See you then.
Yeah,
Bye.
bye.